I do indeed. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. After some technical difficulties, we are actually here. And sorry I missed qualification, but no matter. We're here at the last race of this short season here at the French Grand Prix. I am joined by the myth or the legend himself, Harrison. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good after the hassle with the technical difficulties that we've just had. So I'm doing good and excited for my Sunday race as well.
So I made sure I double checked it, but streaming to my personal Facebook. But nevertheless, I've shared it to the SF1 group. But so Towers picks up pole position after a quality that I couldn't miss. They actually did have rain in that qualification section or session of Q2 and Q3. There was a dry race for Q1. Towers picks up pole position, followed by Lucky just behind him. Who and what do you think is going to happen this race, Harrison?
I don't know. Well, from my personal experience around this track, it's all about how you manage ERS around this track, because there's not many places you can see VRS around here. And track penalties is another thing as well that drivers are going to have to watch out for as well, especially at turn 1 and 2 and on the left-hander onto the back DRS straight as well.
Now, before we jump into this race real quick, I want to give these guys, especially since they're watching, a big shout out. Here you guys have it. The combined constructors, you can see right there on your screen, Toro Rosso has picked up the victory on this aspect. They have won the combined constructors, so filling out the rest of the grid, you have McLaren in P2. You have Ferrari going down the order. You have Mercedes. Williams picks up a spot from last week. Red Bull fall a spot. Renault pick up a spot as well. Then you have Racing Point, Alfa Romeo, and Haas round out the top 10. I guess you'd say the only 10 as well. You guys will have to bear with me. I'm in a jumbo. But here we are, the GP2 points coming into this race this evening. You have Towers leading the way. He does have pole position, so can he pick up the victory this evening? Soap is in P3. JML unfortunately did not make it this evening. Tom is in 4th. You have the screen is really small. You have Bill in P5. Yes. And then you have Devla at P6 running down the order. You have Raph, Speedy, Cardinal. You have Sherbert, who did not make it this evening. Becker's right there. Senna, who had a strong 2 last couple races. You have his teammate Goomba right there. Hunica, Lucky, Evil, Rashi, Leclerc, who did not make it this evening. Looney Moon, and the other Haas of SF1, Solex, did not make it this evening. But here we are. These guys are readying up. We're getting ready to go racing. We're going to load into the formation lap and set off for this French Grand Prix. A very, very flat track, I would mention.
Most of it is. I know from the driver's view on the start-finish straight, it's slightly downhill, but the rest of the track's pretty flat
Give you
in
guys.
areas.
Okay. So they were all on wets when it came to Q2. So these guys will all have a free choice of tire to go into this race. A couple guys have gone for the hard compound, such as Senna and Looney Moon, and Cardinal have done it as well. A lot of guys on the mediums. The top three are on the mediums, and then you have one guy, Speedy. Actually, no, two guys, Speedy and Wrath, on a different strategy. They've gone for the soft compound. Harrison, do you think that's a
Yeah,
good call?
it's a two-stop. The softs on race pace, they only have good pace for about 3 to maybe 4 laps if you manage them. It's possibly 6 laps if you get a safety car, but they're looking at two-stop territory around this track.
Bit of
The
overcast too, I
ones that have gone on
noticed.
ones with the mediums and the hards have gone for the right strategy. From what I've been told, it's meant to be sun at the end of the race, so that'll hopefully help the guys on the harder tyres. But people in two stops will struggle to catch back up as the softs don't last that long around here.
So I'm gonna give this man on the screen right now a big shout out. SF1 Cardinal has been with us for a long time. I think since the day I joined this league, he's been with us. He's decided that he's gonna put up his racing boots for a bit. He's decided he's gonna step away from the Formula One games for a year. So he's gonna skip 2020, and then he's possibly gonna come back on the new console once that's dropped and how well that goes. But we'll see what happens. He might get that racing bug and then decide to pick it up and then have a nice crack at it. But cheers to Cardinal for all the races that he's attended. Solid driver. That's why I stuck him in that Alfa Romeo. This probably will be his last race for the meantime. So let's see if he can have a good one. He's starting this race from P9. Look to see if he can possibly get himself up to top 5 this evening. But the rest of the guys are rounding the final corners here to load up onto the grid.
Glad no one's on the naughty step this race.
What?
I'm glad no one's on the naughty step this race.
Yeah, I noticed that. Everybody's made it around. That is a good thing to see. All right, so let's see what Soap can do from P14 as well. And Devil, for that matter. Waiting for those 5 red lights. Here we go. Give me a better camera angle. That is a beautiful camera angle. 5 red lights are lit, and we are away for the French Grand Prix. Well, here we go. Cardinal Wrath both get a drive-through penalty. So they both Alphas have a drive-through penalty at the start of the race. Look, he's going to push.
Whoa.
He's right there. Towers is right there. Let's make sure everybody gets through corner 1. It's a tricky position.
Towers he's lost the back end out of turn 2. He's dropped positions.
Oh, who is that? I think that is Wrath at the beginning, fighting these leaders. So Towers is falling down the order just a bit. Let's see if everybody gets in these hairpin. Oh, Assault Williams cut the corner just a bit. Pylon has gone off. A couple of guys put their shoulders out this evening. So lucky right now. Oh, the 2 Mercedes 1-2 right now in this race as Wrath is going to have to pit. It's getting intense. Look at this.
He's making a move on Evil.
Both going. Oh, that was close. That was close for the Mercedes duo.
Guys, don't
a little too close. Going down the second part of the back stretch. A lot of guys pushing. See a lot of debris. Sorry about that. My dog decided he wanted to say hello. Running down through. I don't even know where to begin with this. Everybody's been relatively clean apart from the Alphas who had a start
Tom
problem.
And Senna side by side.
Looks like the Alphas are going to go. Soap has left the session. Oh, he's going to need an invite.
I've got Bill that's gone round. I'll get something.
Speedy working on. Oh, almost collected the back end of that Mercedes. And he's going to have Towers just next to him. A bit of a touch there on the wheel. Get the Delta back up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Just checking through the Deltas as well. We have Becker, we have Debla and Hunica. Oh, there's a bit of touch there with the wheels. Looks like Hunica runs a bit wide. These guys are really punchy in the back. Look at Rashi right now. We're going to jump on board with Rashi, see his camera angle and what he has going on ahead of him. There's Cardinal just ahead. Devla's just ahead. Cardinal, I think, will let Raph go through for the first drive-through penalty. We're going to jump back through. Look at Speedy now working on Towers. Can he make a move? No, he's just behind. Yeah, Towers trying to work on that Mercedes of SF1 Evil. Tom makes it past. No, Speedy's gone off.
More. I think he lost the back end coming out for the small chicane now.
So you were saying this, both Ferraris now 5th and 6th, and Lucky, the 2 Mercedes, 2nd and 3rd. So this team's really looking good. However, Raph, I wonder when he's going to serve his drive-through.
It would need to be...
Oh, Towers and Evil.
Next lap. I think it's the end of this lap or next lap, I believe. I think it's next lap. He'll have to serve it.
Oh, look at this. Shoulders are out. Towers went a bit wide. Evil takes the position back, gets a little bit of the shoulders out again. This is helping SF1 Tom collect these guys a little bit quicker. Speedy now on the back of Looney Moon. The 2 Renaults are not too far off. Soap's already made it up to P9.
Speedy and Looney.
Wait, Senna, it's just gone around Soap. Speedy gets around one of the Ferraris.
Soap's back in his car. Soap's back in his car, so that's good.
Still looking through. We have Devla just behind Hunica now. Cardinal has, I believe, served his stop-go. Or not stop-go, his drive-through. Or not. These guys are taking out a lot of these pylons. A lot of pylons.
Bollards.
Oh, Tom has collected the back of that Mercedes. He's thinking about it. Lap 3 DRS will be open for these guys if they are within a second of that detection zone. However, Tom is just behind that Mercedes. Senna is right behind his brother.
No.
Is SF1 Tom going to think about it? He has. SF1 Tom has made it way through SF1 Evil. He has Towers just ahead of him now. Tom goes a bit wide. SF1 Goomba just behind Looney Moo. Sitting on those medium compounds, Looney Moo on those hard compounds, so that Renault is going to have a little bit more grip. So Raph has dove in to serve his drive-through. I wonder if
Cardinal again.
I see that. I just jumped on that. I wonder if Cardinal's going to do the same here. Flies to the entrance of the pit. He's going to serve his drive-through as well. Where is that going to put Raph? That's going to put him almost dead near last, I think. Absolute. What are you talking about? Glitter? You would like glitter, buddy. Looking through. Everybody's a bit spaced out. We have Senna on Looney Moo now. We're going to stick with this.
You got Lucky and Big Tower. I think Tower's a bit too far back.
Guys, there's a couple guys. Devlin now right behind Hunica, but Hunica does have DRS, so it's not going to be quite the move he wanted to. Hunica right behind his teammate, so let's see how Soap gets on. Now he's got himself back into his car. Hopefully he can hold connection. It's about to the back here. Raph and Cardinal now starting a solid position, but unfortunately both jumps to the start. Looney Moo, I think, is having a bit of difficulty with his tires. He is on the hard compound. Look at Senna. He's going to make a move on him. So Senna up a position.
Lagging a bit on my screen as well.
P7. Let's jump on board with Becker. I don't see any lag coming from my end on Looney Moo's part. Looney goes wide again. Becker is pulling closer. Becker just got to left right corner.
Within a second.
All right, let's see. SF1 Tom gets
Tom's got past Big Tower.
So let's see how this battle surfaces. Lucky has now taken the lead of this Grand Prix with lap 5 in the books, going to lap 27. Typically, I would feel this track is definitely going to be a one-stop You can get away with doing a hard compound to a soft if you don't have very many safety cars. And you take those hard compounds to probably about lap 19. But here goes SF1 Tom. He thought about it. This is a battle that we saw a lot of last season, but actually we didn't see much of it. Neck and neck on points most of the season, and they barely battle each other on track. But here we go,
Yeah,
SF1 Tom.
lucky.
I think it let him through.
Yeah, lucky doesn't have much ERS. Tom's got 30% ERS. I think Lucky's trying to use the DRS to help him gain some ERS back.
Yes, use the toe really. So Speedy now in the back of SF1 Evo as TX3 Soap gets around. Becker gets pushed a bit wide though. Can he have a good follow through here? Dive the car in just a bit. A little bit of a touch there, but that's nothing to worry about. Becker's still holding on to the back of that McLaren though. Becker backs out of it. I think so. Soap now has Ludimu just ahead of him. The two Renaults, 7th and 6th. Will they have a battle on their hands? Two brothers. Here goes Speedy thinking about trying to make a move around SF1 Evil. Evil makes the car as wide as he can, and Speedy had to think better of it. However, let's look at the top here. Lucky just sitting in that toe of SF1 Tom. How long do you think they'll take those mediums for, Harrison?
By what laps we have, I'm guessing around about lap 10 to 12. That'll be a pitch stop window for the hards. If you're on the hards, I'd probably say around about lap 15 to 17 for the mediums.
Let's see. Tom right now leading, Lucky just there. Speedy and Evil going side by side. Who will get the better traction out of this? I believe that SF1 Evil's tires should start to feel a little bit better. And these guys are going to go side by side down the second part of the backstretch. And it looks like Speedy gets a better run. Whoa! Still side by side.
It's a big battle between Becker all the way down to Devlin.
I just jumped on it. I'm on board with Hunuka. Hunuka locks up just to miss Becker. Look at this battle back here. As Devlin sneaks through on Lunimu. These guys are side by side. Oh, Hunuka almost loses the back end of his car. That's going to let Lunimu have a look here. Lunimu's going to pass him. I wonder if Hunuka is struggling for some kind of traction or grip. I wonder if he overcooked his medium tires already. Yeah, the Williams and the Racing Point back here fighting that out for P13. So it's just behind Becker. Bill and Rashly swap positions. Tom still holding on to the lead of this race. Lucky now 2.1 seconds behind.
Will this be Tom's first win?
I was just about to say that. I'm not going to give the commentator's curse just yet. And if I did, he would never let me hear the end of it. I'm going to look at this. This is going to get interesting really soon. The two brothers in those Renaults, SF1 Senna and SF1 Goomba, jump on board with Senna, give him a little bit of an on-screen battle here. You have Evil just ahead of Speedy in that Red Bull, and his brother. Speedy thinking about poking the car in just for a look on Mercedes. I think he's lacking just a bit of that grip though. He's on those softs and they're going to go off a lot quicker than SF1 Evil's medium compound. So these guys battling out for the best of the rest is what they say. Can Speedy get a good run on SF1 Evil here? He will have DRS. No, he has Goomba just behind him too. So this should pull closer to SF1 Evil with the DRS assistance. I'm keeping an eye on the rest of these guys' deltas. I do see Ludimu is not too far off of Hunuka. Ludimu, I think, might have forgotten to put a setup on.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
It seems like he's struggling. I wonder if Hunuka did the same. These guys all super close now.
I'm going to them to check the straight line, well, this top speed on the PRS. Oh, Cardinal's retired in pits.
Are we gonna have a 3 side-by-side battle into this DRS zone? Goomba's thinking about, no, Senna's gonna think about making a move on both his teammate and the Red Bull. I think Speedy's struggling for a little bit of grip now. Those soft compounds are starting to go off, I think, by lap 8.
The top speed's fine, I think the setup's not suited to cooler conditions that we have at this time.
Whoa! Who's that going really wide? That was Goomba hanging on the car. Oh, Evil almost loses the back end of the car. So look at this. Soap has already gotten himself up to position. Do we have a safety car now from that? Or is it a virtual? I don't see anything.
I've got nothing on my.
Oh, okay. We do have a virtual safety car, ladies and gentlemen. You have the virtual safety car.
Big Tower Pit.
Senna dives. Oh no, Evil dives for pits. Is he going to go for a two-stop strategy?
Oh, look here, damage.
Oh no, so they're gonna stack in the pits. Lucky on his way through. I wonder where Lucky picked up his damage from. Speedy was disqualified from the session. What? Rashi's DNF'd. What is going on? Looney Moon looks like he had damage. Okay. He just got a new wing. That might be what was going on.
Oh, Speedy must have crashed on the entry to the pit lane. That's what it's blocking the pit lane entry. That's what's happened.
That is interesting. So a couple of these guys decided to stay out. SF1 Tom stayed out. Senate stayed out on those hard compounds, which he can. He's not ready for his one pit stop go at it. But Soap, ladies and gentlemen, has already found himself at P3, battling SF1 Senna just ahead. And Goomba P to P4. This is getting crazy. So, last race of the season, you can tell the shoulders are out. You can hold back here. And Soap have a run on SF1 Senna here. Both have the back end step out of that Renault and McLaren. Here goes Soap. He does have DRS on Senna. I don't know if he's close enough for a move yet. No, definitely not close enough. He's going to have to tail it back into the toe of that car ahead. Just taking a look. So holding onto the back of SF1 Senna. Senna is on a harder compound though. Rashi has left the session. Unfortunate race this evening for Rashi. Here it goes. So he will have DRS on that Renault. I feel like that Renault is going to push as hard as he can though. Tom is up to a 12.4 second gap lead right now in this French Grand Prix. Becker is not too far.
Look, he went into the pits, he got speed in the pit lane time penalty, so it was a 5-second time penalty.
So when it rains, it pours. Hunuka getting a lot of the curve there. Right behind Bill. Can he get a move done around Bill? Probably not the best place to try it here. Although I have passed the person here before, and it was nail biting. Looney Moon now catching up to the back of Wrath. Looney Moon on a medium compound, and Wrath on a hard compound. So two different strategies playing out at the back end of this field. Tom quietly bringing that gap now to a 12.5 second gap. So just behind Senna still. Goomba is not too far off.
Spun off.
Sponica off right now. Can Soap have a run on SF1 Senna? He's going to opt for the outside, which will turn into the inside. Senna makes the car wide enough that Soap has to wait. Oh, I have a lovely aerial cam video or view right now. Finally.
Devler and Goomba within a second.
I'm watching the Soap Senna battle still as well. You see Looney Moo is just behind. Raffles, here we go. Soap closer this time. DRS open. He should have a run here. He's going to peel to the inside. And they're going to go into the chicane. Looks like Soap picks up the position. However, Senna does have harder compounds on, so we should see how that pans out. Looks like Devla is starting to collect Goomba. Looney does make it around Raffle. But Devla now pulling Goomba closer and closer. Can he get a run? SF1 Tom is now opening up 13.2 second gap between himself and Soap. Where is this SF1 Tom come from?
I did say he nicked my setup before we came
on. He has. That makes it interesting. All right. See Devla now.
Lucky and Hanukkah side by side.
Just caught the tail end of that. Really nice view of Hanukkah on Lucky. Lucky's trying to hold on. Looks like Lucky made position. Hanukkah is going to have DRS though. I would have figured Lucky must have just been ahead at the detection zone. Not close enough. Nothing's going to bite here. Lucky. So Hanukkah's locked up heavily. So that puts Lucky. Did Hanukkah lose it, or was that a contact between himself and the Toro? I missed it.
I was on board, but an aerial, but I think he lost it on the curb.
It will catch you out. Some of these curbs in this track too can be quite dangerous, and time penalties. I haven't seen too many yet. However, jumping on board, Senna holding onto the backup TX3 Soap. He should have a better tire compound coming to the end of their stint. Devla just behind SF1 Goomba. So one Renault getting attacked by a fellow driver. The other Renault doing the attack. Hanukkah's tired. We're at. I'm going to jump on board with SF1 Evil. Oh yeah, his car, his McLaren's buried right there in the wall. I see it. No safety car as of yet, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, we do. Have a safety car. I don't know why it won't show me. All right.
It's good news for Tom because he's not been picked up by the safety car, so he can pit and put those hard tires on.
And he has an 18-second gap between himself and SF1 Senna. Soap into the pits. Oh wait, Tom hasn't pitted, so he stayed out.
Lucky.
Oh, he must have passed the pits before the car came out. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Evil's a lot of guys. Becca's, Looney's on as well.
So this is where it pans out. I'm thinking to myself, if you would have started on the hards and didn't have any issues at the beginning of the race, such as like Goomba and Devla, with a handful of laps, 14 laps left, it would have almost been beneficial to go for the hards to the mediums, as Evil has done. So he's going to start this race from P11. I keep an eye
on the softs.
Yeah, don't think the softs are going to be the call. I think those are going to go off a little too soon. But I will say, keep an eye on this man. That's the call I would have made. Going on to the medium compound. Looks like SF1 Tom is in. Is he going to try to gamble and go for the softs? Harrison, let's find out. No, they have hards ready for that Ferrari. Will Senna
get a delay as well, which didn't help him.
Senna's on his way in. Will Bill pit as well? Will be the last remaining drivers yet to pit. And then we're going to give you guys, when we're under the safety car, a little rundown of the position changes so far in this race, because they're all over the place. Senna's gone to the softs. Interesting. So
that's a bit of a, unless he's doing a double softs.
Unless
the single soft set one won't go to the end.
All I'm thinking. Ooh, there is Soap. Oh, Soap overtakes him. That was close. So Tom holds onto this lead of this race after he's pit for the hard compound soap on one lap hold. Senna might be a man to watch as well here. If he can make the softs last, don't overcook them on the outlap or while you're following the safety car. Lucky and Towers, P4, P5, Kuma P6 currently, Devla P7, Bill, his teammate in the Racing Point P8, Becker P9, Raph is P10. He's going to dive into the pits and get a medium compound set for that car to take to the end. So Evil is going to jump
Looney
into
Moon's in
10.
again.
Looney Moon, I think, might have heard us and decided that it was best not to try the soft compounds. But let's give you guys a rundown of the position changes so far. Soap is up 12 positions as SF1 Tom is up 9 positions, as well as Devla. Devla's up 9 positions, Guma's up 5 positions, and Wrath is up 1 position. Our biggest loser currently is Looney Moo, who's exiting the pits. He's down, actually it's SF1 Evil, down 7 positions. Looney Moo is coming out of the pits now, down 5 positions. However, this safety car comes out.
Probably out another 2 laps.
Yeah, the safety car is out. It's going to pretty much restack and reshuffle these drivers for could it be a 10-lap shootout, Harrison? I'm thinking it might be close. Looney Moon has made 3 pit stops.
If I was like some of the drivers in the midfield that's pitted for like the hards, if you like Lucky and Big Tower, I would take the chance of going on the mediums for 10 laps, because the hards are not going to do them much good. The ones that are already on the mediums, the hards, they have to do that because that's what's within the rules.
Yeah,
but that's my personal preference.
I will give you a little sneak peek at something. In the other league I race in, we were at France, and this same situation happened where I started on the race just like this van, SF1 Senna, on the hard compound, and the safety car came out, so it was around 11 laps, 10 laps shootout race towards the end, and I pitted under the safety car and put on the soft compounds. And now, however, the car ahead of me was on mediums and the car ahead of him was on the hard compound. And by the end of the race, I was actually in third as well. By the end of the race, I couldn't pass them because everybody knows I'm slow. But off of time penalties alone, I was able to take it. So could that play a factor this evening?
We'll see when it comes to the checker flag, but I think it'll be out for one more lap if Looney Moon doesn't catch the pack by in sector 3, then I think it'll be an extra lap, it'll be out.
Yeah, Looney Moon I think is going to keep these guys from having a full course green in just a bit, as they're still in the back stretch, okay. It is going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to watch the likes of Senna and a couple of these guys at the back, Evil, Wrath, and Looney Moo are on the medium compounds. Has Senna chosen the wrong strategy, though? Because he's going to have a charging Lucky and Towers just behind him. However, Bill and Becker, as well as Devla, are on new hard compounds as well.
When I was on board with Lucky and Big Tower, they rapidly use their ERS, but with Tom, he doesn't. He uses mode 1 and 2 and none, which helps him save more ERS, which helped him make that bigger lead that he had early on in the race. So, Lucky and Big Tower will have some pace at the beginning, but I think they'll slow as they go on throughout the race when we restart this race.
Absolutely. Chat says Senna's going to spin. I disagree with that one. That's just a bit absolute. Speedy has left the session. Unfortunate race for Speedy to get disqualified at the last race of this season. I'm not sure. You said he hit the pit wall and was blocking it. That's a bit weird.
Pit entry.
But it's straight. What happened?
Not the pit wall, the pit entry where you come into the pits.
Yeah,
if you hit the wall on either side and you crash it, if you reverse it, disqualifies you instantly for blocking the pit line.
That is interesting. I would say something else.
Just how Cody's done it.
cloud cover is pretty intense. That is going to make warming those hard compounds up just a bit more difficult because the track temps are going to be a little lower than usual. So definitely have to keep an eye on Tom as well as Soap. But the safety car should be in this time around once these guys pull over. Everybody calmly warming those tires, getting ready to go back to green flag. We're definitely going to have a 10-lap shootout. This is going to be either intense or just we're going to have a busy stewarding weekend.
As we did last weekend.
Alright, just waiting, ladies and gentlemen, for this safety car to pull in, and we'll be back. Should get the indication in just a bit, because all these cars have caught up to the formation.
So the safety car is pulling away now, so Tom is
I think Tom's
the
aware.
effective safety car.
So let's see what
I've got no notifications of that on my
screen. Neither. They must be getting some that we're not getting. I'm lucky enough to have the safety car notification on the top of my screen. So let's see how much SF1 Tom backs him. He doesn't back him up at all. He's just going for it. As well as, I mean, Senna's just behind Soap. Lucky now, just behind.
That's a good reset by Tom.
He was wasting no time. Look at the squeeze. Oh, that was a squeeze and a half.
Lucky and Big Tower.
I'm watching. Towers is going on the inside. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Easy on Tower, doesn't get collected by another car. So now Raph makes his way up to P10. Looney Moo is pit again. Senna and Soap swap positions. Nope, Soap holds on to it. Senna's got a better run with those soft compounds. Soap takes a lot out of that curve. A little early, Senna gets around. That's Lucky now just behind Soap. Soap's thinking about making a move on SF1 Senna. No, it doesn't. SF1 Guma's having a really good race as well. He's up to P5. He does have Devlin, which we know is a quick driver just behind him.
Oh, Lucky and Soap. Banging wheels.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so these guys have come with the shoulders. Oh!
Lucky almost lost it.
I was watching. That was a decent save and a half.
I've got to give a clap for that.
Soap just behind, but I mean, Goomba has a train of drivers just behind him. He has the 2 racing points just behind. Evil's right there. I'm telling you, look at those medium compound runners now already up to P8, and Raph is up to P10. Can Raph get closer to Becker just ahead? Oh, I just noticed that Raph and Becker are on track with each other with Evil just ahead. Keeping my eye on that gap between SF1 Senna and SF1 Tom. Evil. These guys, it's just a train. Can Devil have a good run on SF1 Goomba here?
Yeah, the train's behind Goomba, so down all the way down to Raph.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm watching. Again. Yeah, I don't know what Looney Moon's doing. I wonder if he's trying to make a, what do you call it? A record for how many times you can pit in the French Grand Prix. Oh, that sun is
must be a drive-through.
That sun is just...
Must be a drive-through.
Just started shining like crazy on the backstretch.
Oh, he got a drive-through. That's his drive-through penalty.
No, everybody's kind of stuck in a limbo here. SF1 Senna has caught SF1 Tom. The gap now 1.4 seconds with 9 laps remaining. Can he pull in closer? Lucky sitting in P3, Soap P4, Goomba holding up a lot of drivers. He is catching Soap though, surprising. So you can see Soap just in his rear view, or right ahead of him.
Senna has 1 penalty, Tom only has 1 warning.
I haven't seen any penalties. It must be the lobby or whatever again. What is happening?
Evil pits.
Pulling the pits yet again. I wonder if he's going to go for the fast lap. No, he's got a drive-through.
Oh, it's a drive-through.
Look how he's gotten a drive-through. Oh, here we go. I almost missed it. Goomba and Devla going side by side into the chicane. Quite a tough place to do it. Oh, Becker almost hits the back of Bill. Had to get heavy on those brakes there. But here, DRS should be available now for these drivers.
Both of them got drive-through for speeding under the safety car.
I see. I didn't even see that on my screen. But Soap has Goomba just behind him. A lot of these guys. Here it is, the battle for this lead. Is Senna going to take it away from SF1 Tom?
Becker and Bill. Becker's just got past.
Becker's up through. Can Rath make his way through on those medium compounds? Towers, however, is starting to catch these guys slowly. He's right there in P10. Rath, you can tell, really wants to get around these guys on those medium compounds. Gap now at the top. Senna is within DRS range of the leader, SF1 Tom. 7 laps remain of this French Grand Prix. 7 laps remain of the season. Can SF1 Senna close it out with a win? It's going to get close. But SF1 Goomba's going to go on thought about it. These guys
does have a time penalty, so he needs to be 3 seconds ahead of Tom to take the lead.
Oh, Devlin's thinking about pinching the car end. Contact was made. Wheel-to-wheel action. Goomba takes it to the curb just to avoid any more. Becker's thinking about having a look. These guys.
Raph's got past Bill.
Raph did get past Bill. Can he get anywhere further? Becker's just ahead. Here goes Goomba. Is going to have a look at Devla. This is a big train. Goomba's thinking about pinching in for the chicane. No, backed out of it.
Senna's within almost half a second of Tom.
They're going to ride on board with Rath right now. Rath actually backed out of the throttle. That's...
Yeah, it's not a con you want to go side by side through the corner. Not like how Lucky and so put it.
Rath is thinking about making a move. No, not quite yet. Nothing is doing, but we're going to jump now onto this battle for the lead of Grand Prix. Only 4 tenths separate these two. Can SF1 Tom hold on? It's going to be quite a push. Senna now 6 tenths, 7 tenths. It's got a bad run out of that bit of the track. Oh, I got a nice aerial cam again. That sun is beaming now.
Got past Rath.
These guys are swapping positions. Swapping positions like crazy. Here comes SF1 Senna.
Oh, big tail around the outside of Rath.
Get any closer. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move here. He's just going to hold onto the toe. Let's jump back over this train going on here. Rath is going to have DRS. So is Towers. So is Bill. So is Becker. All these guys have DRS on one another. These guys are close. Super close. Can Bill hold Towers just behind him? Towers is going to go for an an inside look. Let's jump on board with Rath. These guys are going to go side by side in. Bill and Towers. Ooh, that was close indeed. Towers almost touched. No, Rath thought about it. Is he going to get the better grip? He's trying, but it's nothing going to stick. Can he have a switchback here? That was close.
Senna's got double the ERS Tom has.
Senna in that toe has just been able to save and save. That is one thing about this track. This track is heavy on the ERS usage. Ice is asking about how it stands, who would be third, and that is a good question for Evil. But however, he is racing right now.
Yeah, piece of the points, man.
I'm just keeping an eye. Look, it might be the call here. SF1 Senna's tires might start to fall off. Lap 22, 8 laps in. He is continuously keeping within tow, but I think SF1 Tom has now put the throttle down. He's gonna check out of this race.
Oh, Senna's round. Senna's round. He's off.
Oh no! Can he get himself going before Lucky gets close to him? No, he lets Lucky through. Senna forced an error there, unfortunate. He has fallen down to P3. That's put Lucky up to P2.
And Senna's into the pits.
So Senna's dove into the pits. That's going to allow Soap to come through. Devla's going to be up there. I think Senna thought he might. Maybe this was his plan to do a double soft. I think he was looking to take those tires to the end.
With the soft compounds, because it's sunny now. The tire temperatures will lock it around this track because there's not a lot of straights where the tires can actually cool down. There's a lot of corners.
There's
long corners.
Still a train behind SF1 Goomba now. He's falling a little bit behind Devla, but he does have Becker and Towers and Bill just behind him. Is Becker's going to think about a move here? He's going to go to the inside. Goomba's going to give him just a bit of a squeeze. Side by side. Oh, Becker's around. These guys are going side by side in there, and a little bit of contact, wheel to wheel, it's going to spit the car out. So that's put Towers back up to P6. SF1 Goomba is holding on to P5. Devla P4. Can Devla have a look at Soap in the meantime? However, Towers is behind. He does have Bill just behind him. This battle might get a bit spicy in a bit. And Rath's tires help him to pull the gap between himself, Bill, and Towers down. Let's see if Bill gets a good run out of this corner. It might have an attack move. However, Towers doesn't have TRS, so nothing probably will come of this start-finish straight. Lap 24 out of 27. Those laps are counting down to the end of the season. That will mean, even if he finishes P6, I know this man, off the math at the top of my head, will pick up the short season championship. However, Goomba's having one heck of a race.
He is.
How it stands, he'll finish ahead of the standings between himself and his brother, which is always bragging rights. Who's going to make those final moves? I'm wondering. We have Wrath, Bill, Tower, and Goomba all within each other, just racing for P5. It's a bit quiet now. It's surprising.
I didn't know it was from before, but Big Tower has his left end plate missing.
Wrath's thinking about making a move on Bill. Can he make it stick? I don't think anything's going to come of Sector 3. It's a very hard place to pass. I wonder where Towers picked up a bit of that damage from. I wonder if Wrath has put his throttle down and now starting to use ERS. Goomba doing everything he can to keep the championship leader just behind him. This is a big drive from SF1 Goomba. I'll give him the shout out now.
Evil into the pits. I can only guess what this is for.
With 2 laps remaining, we think we know what it is. You better be careful though. Looney Moo might pass him. Looney Moo's made quite a bit of pit stops.
It's gonna be close actually.
As Soap is catching up to. Can Towers make a move around SF1 Goomba? We're gonna jump on board. Ride along. Ooh. Towers. Goomba's making his car as wide as possible. No room there to go. And where is Raph? Raph has fallen off a bit from Bill. Maybe those hard compounds were a good call because a couple of these guys in the softer compounds are starting to struggle just a bit. Oh, I didn't die. I'm still here. I'm just keeping my eye on a couple of things. So, SF1 Tom on his penultimate lap of the season has yet to win a race in SF1. Can this be the day, Harrison? Are we going to talk to this man on the podium, on the top step of the podium? It'll definitely be a driver of the day. Put it up into the lead, has held on to it. Hasn't put a foot wrong yet. Soap, however, is starting to catch closer to Lucky. Towers still behind SF1 Goomba in this 4 train here for P5. Towers, Goomba, Bill.
Lucky has a 5-second time penalty, which he still needs to serve for swinging into the pit line.
So that will drop him.
Soap will get second. Lucky will be third at this point.
Towers thinking about making a move on SF1 Goomba, not close enough. He's going to have to give it another go. I'm surprised. I'm actually really surprised that they haven't put another DRS zone here in the second part of the backstretch. I guess they can't because of that open right-hand corner.
Yeah, they can't. They can't because the right-hander is a flat corner. DRS zones have to have a big braking zone at the end of it.
They
could possibly do one from turn 2 down to turn 4, but it's a bit short for a DRS zone.
I've seen short DRS zones. The one in Spain, the second DRS zone in Spain, absolutely useless.
Yeah.
Here we are, last lap of this French Grand Prix for the season, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to finish where? And Soap is just behind SF1, or not SF1, Lucky. Lucky 13, can he make a move stick? Lucky takes a bit of that curb. Rattling off names of the whole race.
I think Lucky will drop off the podium, so it's just giving him a 3-second time penalty.
And Devla is not too far away. Devla does this. There's 2 racing point guys. They keep it clean and they make it count when it needs to be. As Soap's gonna pinch the car in for the chicane. Are they gonna go side by side? They do not. Lucky actually
does have a penalty. Devla does have a 3-second time penalty as well, so.
And Towers makes it around Goomba for the chicane. I think there was a bit of a touch. Goomba gives him a bit of a shove. Can Raph make a move? However, we're going to jump on board with this man right here. How happy do you think he's going to be this evening, Harrison?
Oh, ecstatic.
As long as he doesn't crash into the pit lane right away. Here we go. SF1 Tom, the man, wins his first Simulation Formula 1 race at the French Grand Prix. Puts it in P1. Here comes Soap in that McLaren. He's going to cross the line in P2. Gives it a big weave at his home Grand Prix. Lucky crosses P3. Devla is going to cross P4. Goes P3.
P3.
Where is this big final going to come out through? And it stays all the same. So actually, Towers drops down to P7, Goomba P6, Bill goes P5, Raph P8, and there's a big jump over there. Looney Moo now, Becker is P10, Senna P9. We're going to jump with these couple guys that are need to finish out the race. All right, Looney Moo's around in the last few corners. I bet he'll be happy about his Ferrari teammate picking up his first win. Here comes Looney Moo, crosses the line. in P11, and SF1 Evil crosses the line in P12 and tries to wreck the car, but didn't manage it. All right. That was intense.
It was.
All right. So there you have it. SF1 Tom picking up his first victory in Simulation Formula One. Gonna let him enjoy the podium. All right, we're going to give you guys the rundown of this final race as soon as I get away from the XP. SF1 Tom picks up his first win in SF1, finishing first in the French Grand Prix. So his home Grand Prix picks up a solid P2. Devler rounds out your podium this evening in P3. Running down the rest of the order, we have Lucky P4, Bill P5, SF1 Goomba P6, Towers P7, Raffle P8, Senna P9, Becker P10, Munimu P11, and S1 Evil P12. We have lost from this race as a DNF, Hunica, Rashi, Cardinal, and Speedy. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the short season. So we're going to dive into the podium interviews. This is going to be quite the interesting one. All right.
Soap won't join us.
Soap won't join. So let's see if we have everybody here. We do. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. Who is streaming? Somebody's broadcasting.
It's Tom.
Well, I'm not including my audio in your stream, Tom, so you can thank me later. However, let's get this show on the road for the podiums. Devla, you do it every single week, back and forth. Keep it clean, and you just sneak your way through the grid to pick up another podium for the season. Just give us a rundown of your race.
Yes, to be honest, I don't know how that happened. I think I had a bit of help from people not finishing there, to be honest. Or I know Marcus had some trouble with his pit stop that put him on the wrong tyres as well. But yeah, but not a lot happened in the race for me. A bit of a dive bomb on Goomba towards the end. Luckily got away from the DRS. And yeah, I struggled all race, to be honest, with understeer and that. When I was behind someone, it was really tough, but just bided my time and it seemed to all work out for me, really. But, yeah, quite happy.
No, just congrats on getting your podium there.
Cheers.
All right, well, moving on to this man. I'm just gonna let
man of the hour.
I'm just gonna let you talk because I know you probably have a lot to say because it's you finally pick up a win in SF1. Tom, just give us a rundown of your race.
I don't know what to say.
You gotta have something to say. Come on.
3.5 years I've waited for this moment. 3.5 fucking years. Oh, it was a good race. I needed that when that safety car came out. I missed the pit lane opportunity. Should have pitted, but didn't make a difference in the end. Wish it didn't come out. It already had a 17-second gap on Soap. No penalties, no warnings. Just a very clean race by me. But well done to Soap, and I'll say Lucky deserves that P3. No offense to Devler, because apparently he got a 5-second in the pit lane that he did not get. He was below it, but it still gave it him. But well done to you, Devler, anyway. Well done to Soap for bringing it up to speed 2 after not being able to qualify.
All right, Harrison, do you have anything to add to the man of the hour?
No, just a congrats, man. I know how you feel in some contests when I won my first GP when I joined this league over a year ago, so I know how you feel.
All right. Now it's going to conclude it, ladies and gentlemen, for the short season as well. So the next time you see these guys back on track racing in GP2, you'll see them on the brand new F1 2020. So make sure, if you're interested in racing, jump onto our page, join the page, sign up. We are welcoming any driver, get you guys in settled. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, believe that the short season has concluded, and we will be back with a full F1 2020 season the weekend of August 6th through the 9th, I believe, if my calculations are right off the top of my head. So make sure you guys jump in. We will see you then. Until then, congratulations to the podium guys again. Harrison, one final time, thank you so much for helping me during this short season on the comms. And until
No problems.
we return, I will catch you guys on Sunday with this man Harrison taking to the track of the French Grand Prix to try to close out his championship, who is leading right now by I think 1 point.
Yep.
So no pressure, mate.
2 points.
No pressure.
2 points from Maruzzi, so it's the same battle that me and him had last year. Well, not last year, last season.
Yes. Well, I can't wait. So we will catch you guys on Sunday. Make sure you tune in for that. But until then, we're going to sign out. Everybody, you have a good weekend. Stay safe. We will catch you soon. SF1